Hello and welcome to a Theros Beyond Deck Draft League. I'm a little behind on time here, so we're going to just jump into this. Thassa Deep Dwelling is probably good enough to take, right? She's 4 mana tap a thing. She can blink a thing, so I'm probably going to take that. We're going to discuss the rest of the pack. Also, trying Mythics at the beginning of the set seems good. Put an enchantment card from your graveyard on top and gain life. That seems nice. Oh, there is a mill deck. Okay. This mills them for 2 whenever an enchantment enters. So this keeps powering up a creature and then you fight. That seems okay. I like Daybreak Chimera, but we gotta try out the Mythic. Yeah, so I'm kind of going into this... Oh. I just get back-to-back blue Mythics? I believe I did. I mean, I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna complain. What does this do? So it's 7 mana, which is a lot. Makes an 8/8 blue Kraken. Taps all non-land permanents they control. Wow. So that just wins the game. This is 7 mana, basically win the game in 3 turns. That seems really good. Like, very, very, very nice. I'm going to be taking that. We got Elirios Entraptured. Enters the battlefield tapped, 3 mana, 2/3. It doesn't untap, but it makes a 3/2. That's kind of interesting. So basically, you have to wait for the 3/2 to die for him to be relevant. But you can like use him to like sacrifice. He's pretty good with like Thassa's Blink ability, for example, I think. Yeah, because the reflection is not legendary. So you blink him, you get a bunch of 3/2. So I like that. Flash Flying 2/2. How far we've gone. How far we've gone. Okay, so, well, those 2 picks were pretty much decided for me. But now we basically need to figure out how to get to the late game. Because Thassa, I mean, she's a 6/5 indestructible. When you get enough blue, she taps things down. So if we can get up to like 8 mana with this deck, we should just win. So we basically are fully hellbent on surviving and potentially ramping. So Omen of the Hunt, 3 mana, search for a basic land, put it in tapped. You can scry 2 is probably the type of effect we want. Looking at these red rares, what does this even do? 6 mana, 5/4, pay 3 to sacrifice something. Reveal cards until you reveal a non-land permanent card. Oh wow, that's kind of cool. So that is it's not quite Spin into Myth, or what is that card? I don't know what that card is called. I'm gonna take Omen of the Hunt. I'm trying to think. It's like the red card that you play in Commander to like destroy permanents. It's not quite that, but it's close. So I took green. Loathsome Chimera is a 3 mana 4/1 that can become a 5/2. I'm not in love with that. Memory Drain is a counterspell. And it scries 2, but it is 4 mana. This counters creatures or enchantments, and it deals with escape cards. Traveler's Amulet will help with the mana if we go a lot of colors. Sorry I'm trying to like explain this, but I've also never read these cards before. I just want to point out how much I appreciate this artwork. Reminds me very much of my own artwork, which if you have not seen, check out my Instagram link. Scophos Maze Warden. Whenever a creature becomes a target of ability of a land you control named Labyrinth of Scophos, you may have it fight. That's oddly specific. I think I want to take Deny the Divine over Memory Drain. The cheaper cost is pretty enticing to me. Kind of like that. Eidolon of Philosophy I love. The problem with Eidolon of Philosophy is it also kind of goes into our game plan of like going to the late game. Because if we get 7 mana with this, it kind of is just game over. This doesn't block that many things. I'm really interested in the Sunmane Pegasus. A 4 mana 2/3 flyer that gains vigilance and lifelink really does a lot of work. So I think I'm going to take the Pegasus. Missing out on the Eidolon, but that's okay. Green cards aren't that exciting. Oh, this is like the improved Thoughtseize. Well, not improved, but remade Thoughtseize. That could actually be pretty good in sealed. I think the Pegasus is probably a little bit better here. But I could see an argument to go either way. Ooh, Moss Viper. I think Moss Viper is going to be really nice for this. Do we have a lot of flash? So I have Deny the Divine. The Lionfish is kind of interesting as well. Also, this guy for Pauper. Think about it. You know where I'm going with this. We'll see if we can revisit that deck soon. What do we want to do? Tap or untap target non-land versus a 1/1 Death Touch with gorgeous artwork. I honestly think this 1/1 Death Touch is just going to be better. I don't know how much like pingers there are in this format, but it seems like there's a lot of creatures with a lot of power and toughness. And just having something that can like block and kill anything is really exciting for me. Brine Giant, so I don't have that many enchantments yet. Omen, Thassa, Kiora. I guess I have quite a few. It's either that or a memory drain. I'm not that excited. Wow, there's a foil planes and a regular planes. They at least make you feel like you opened something worthwhile. So memory drain versus Brine Giant. I think this is better. It is 7 mana, but we can probably get it down to like a 5 mana 5/6. And we know there's a memory drain going around. So we might even wheel it. God, these lands are beautiful, man. So this is a 3 mana 2/4. You can only cast artifacts. And then your equipped creatures have flying and haste. I'm going to take this Shoal Kraken. It's a 5 mana 3/5. When an enchantment enters, you can loot. And that can help us loot into our Kiora Vests, the Sea God. Kettlebleepus is a 6 mana 3/2. We're going to try and stay blue. Our base color is blue. Wow, our mill things are going here. So whenever he deals damage, target player puts that many cards from the library into their graveyard. This can kill artifacts, and we can mill our opponent. I guess I take this as a 1 mana 0/2. I think that's probably better than Mystic. The other question is, do I want Unknown Shores more than these? I think this was my opening pack. I don't think this is that good, but I can probably pick up an Unknown Shores at some point. What even is this card? Enchanted Creature is a base fish, blue fish with power toughness 0/1. That's really nice. Tap a creature, doesn't untap, and then you can escape to keep tapping them. I think I will never attempt to pronounce this. Actually, okay. Acatomorphous? I don't know. I'm going to take that over Sleep of the Dead. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under control, it gains flying. So that's basically a 4 mana 3/3 flyer. And this is a self-mill. I think I might just take Traveler's Amulet, although blue-green does seem pretty open. And this is an enchantment creature. I'll take the 2-drop. A 2 mana 2/2 is a good rate. There's the memory drain. Okay, so blue-green seems quite open. We got Eidolon of Philosophy back, and Inspired Awe is a fog, but not necessarily because they could have a bunch of enchantment creatures. We got our Unknown Shores. We got double memory drain. Okay, well, we are officially blue-green control. I want like as many Moss Vipers as I can possibly get my hands on. And the reasoning again is this is basically a removal spell that kind of prolongs the game. Holy cow. Did I get all the Thassa rares? I guess this is Kiora, but this card is kind of a bomb. Double blue X, so we can counter a spell, which is fine. Or we can basically look through a bunch of our deck and find 2 cards and you put them directly into your hand, which is really good. Like, right? Imagine if we Thassa's Intervention into Thassa plus Kiora Vests the Sea God. I'm kind of on board with that. Things we want, Altar the Pantheon. Yeah, so this adds mana. If we control a god like Thassa, we gain life. So it's really good, fixes our mana. So I want to wheel this card or pick some up, but not really going to be passing Thassa's Intervention here. Deny the Divine. So we have some counter spells. Grey Merchant of Asphodel. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield. Ooh, this is a lot of land draw. I'm kind of interested in this because we have a good amount of enchantments. And this deck very badly wants to hit lands. So this kind of does everything. And the rest go on the bottom, which is even better. I don't think this deck wants to mill itself too much because we have like this absurd finisher we don't want to like lose. So I'm interested in that. This is a 2 mana scry 2, draw 2. That's not that exciting. I'm going to take the Wanderer. Maybe this will come around. I honestly don't know how to evaluate it, but it's like a very slow scry 2, draw 2, basically. There's a Vexing Goal. Here the Winds is not where we want to be. Triumphant Surge is also interesting. But I think I'm going to take this and try and wheel the Plummet. Because we want to get a couple more Moss Vipers and basically hold down the ground that way. And maybe like Brine Giants. Because we're kind of going in on enchantments now with the Wanderer and the Shoal Croc, and we want to play as many enchantments as we can. And this being an enchantment is huge. I think this card is good. Very slow, but good. Ooh. So 6 mana for 4/4, but it fights a creature, so we can kill something important with this. I like that. And then when this enters the battlefield, we're not really going to be beating down, so like this is a good rate for a 4 mana 4/3, but we're trying to go to the late game. So effects like this aren't as important for us than they would be. So I'm going to take Fairness Band Brawler. Imagine this going off with Thassa. We play Thassa, blink the Brawler, fight like 2 things in 1 turn. This gives lifelink. I don't really think I'm in white though. I want to stay blue-green. That seems to be what's open. Reveal the top 4. You get a creature and a land. No. Honestly, so Shulkraken is a 5 mana 3/5 again, and it loots on enchantments. I kind of want to just take this Moss Viper. The other option is Omen of the Sea. Scry 2, then I actually got to take this. We have all these enchantment payoffs. I really want this Moss Viper to come around. But this seems kind of nice. We have enchantments, flash enchantments seem good. What is this? 2 mana 2/1. When enchantments come into play, it gets bigger. Okay. I don't think I need to take the Eidolon here, even though I think it's good. We could take an Omen of the Forge. That is a relatively late Omen. It does 2 damage. I kind of like it more than the Sunmane Pegasus, and it's worth splashing. It's either that or like this 3 mana 1/3. That Scry's one. That actually is decent, but I'm going to try and splash this Omen if possible. Thrill of Possibility is okay. I'm going to take another Brine Giant. Got some chunky boys on deck. I don't think I'm playing 2 Memory Drain. I might play 1, maybe. And then we have a lot of like cheap enchantments. Maybe I should have taken the Eidolon. I remember, what was that? Hang on. Search your library for an enchantment card, reveal it. Oh, Thirst for Meaning is good. I like that. Yeah. Then we can hold up counter spells and card draw. And we're basically just like, again, trying to get to 8 mana, casting, or 7. It's only 7 mana? That's insane. Get up to 7 mana, cast Cure, Best the Sea God. We got Altar the Pantheon back. What is this? Gains hexproof? Nah. This is a big boy, but I think I need to take the mana first, and then we can go big after that. There's another Deny the Divine. I don't need 3 Memory Drain. I guess in some matchups I could want this many counterspells. Plummet is good. I don't know if it's main deckable in this format. I haven't really obviously played that. We'll take the Forest because it's pretty. Inspire Awe stops combat damage. I'll just take another Unknown Shores, I guess. I don't think I'm going to be playing these, but if I do have Omen of the Forge in my deck, which I think I might be able to, if we get like one more Altar of the Pantheon, I'd be pretty happy. I kind of regret passing that Moss Viper now, because I don't know if I'm going to get it back, and this deck needs like a bunch of them. Actually, Sleep of the Dead is okay. I might have a few cards too. Oh, it's a sorcery. So if this was an instant, I would definitely play it. It being a sorcery means you can't get like the double untap, or the double tap, because when it's an instant, you cast it on their turn, you tap their creature, they don't get to attack, then you untap, and they don't get to attack again. So not the best. What is this? 3 mana 3/2 haste. Turn any number of aura cards from your graveyard attached to creatures you control. I don't really have a use for that, but it is good. This is a 4 mana X3. Makes our stuff bigger. That is nice, but not necessarily what our specific deck is going for. Wolf Willow Haven. This is a 2 mana enchant land that makes lands tap for extra green, and then you can make a wolf. And it's an enchantment. Otherwise, there's Elysian Caryatid, which adds 1 mana, and if you have a big creature, it adds 2. The end mana of any color is very tempting, but this is an enchantment that adds mana, which is kind of what just all this deck wants. How many enchantment payoffs do I have? Brine Giants are good with. I'm going to take this. It's really good with Brine Giant, and there was a Brine Giant in that pack, and this pack too. Temple of Malice is nice as well. 1 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. Which one do we think will wheel? Brine Giant? I think I'd take the Eidolon, because I only have 1. Go up to 2 Eidolons, and then get our 3rd Brine Giant. That seems right to me. Ooh, Ashok's Erasure. Oh no, there's Moss Viper. So 4 mana flash, this exiles a spell, and they can't cast spells with the same name as the exiled card. That's not great. I kind of want to take Omen of the Hunt, but I also want to take this Moss Viper. Like, getting lands is great, scrying is great. Maybe I don't need Moss Viper now that I have just a bunch of Brine Giants. I'm on board with that. Nyxborn Colossus is just huge. I think I'm going to take that over. Riptide Turtle is also very tempting, but maybe that comes around. And we're like kind of a ramp deck, so that's really nice. We get another Ferris Band Brawler or a Witness of Tomorrows. So this is a 5 mana 3/4 flyer. I don't have that much that can deal with flyers, so I think I'm going to take, I guess this can just deal with flyers, right? Yeah, this just deals with flyers. Deny the Divine counter stuff. Ooh, another Omen of the Hunt. This is getting pretty awesome. Take Omen. So we can get some pretty cheap Brine Giants. I want to see another one. I know I just passed one for the Eidolon. I didn't realize I was going to get so many enchantments. What do I want to cut here? We have like a million playables right now. Maybe Memory Drain is a bit expensive. Another Shoal Kraken. I mean, I'll take it. That helps us loot. I don't think I need 3 Deny the Divine. I already have an Inspire Awe. This guy's big, but Brine Giant's way better. Uh-oh. I think I might not get my Brine Giant back. That might have been a mistake. Oh, we did! Perfect! Okay, I have to take it over Thirst for Meaning. This deck has a lot of card draw, but not, like, it could use more beef. We have a bunch of, like, enchantments to make this a good payoff. So I'm just gonna take this, like... Oh, no! Do I want more? I don't see too much of a problem here. We just have to play all of our cheap enchantments now. And there's our Stinging Lionfish. Do I just play it just because it's an enchantment? I think the Riptide Turtle is better for the deck. The Lionfish is just a better enabler for the Giant specifically. Sure. Oh, we got the turtle. Okay. I probably will play this turtle too. I don't think I want the sword. The wings are okay. I would like another plummet, but I'm currently okay with where we're at. I just have to make sure I use my removal and counter spells on flyers as opposed to really anything else. So I'm not playing Sage of Mysteries, except in maybe like a control mirror match, because I could mill my opponent for quite a bit. Triple Omen of the Hunt is really nice. Double Sword. I just don't really like equipment, especially in decks like this. Sleep of the Dead, I don't think I want to play. I need to make cuts. Mirrorbrand Brawler I like. I don't know if I like this many Shoal Krakens. 5 mana is kind of a lot, although I do have Omen of the Hunt. Oh, am I showing my followers? Well, Ryan goes rogue. You got in on the video here. We're gonna get rid of that alert box though. I did not realize that was still on. 31 cards. So I could cut Omen of the Forge, which lets me get rid of these altars, because Omen of the Hunt is kind of just like a better altar in this deck, because it ramps us for mana and it ramps us for enchantment count for Brine Giant. Maybe I get rid of like Shoal Kraken and I like everything in this deck. I just want to play it as it is. Maybe I don't need Stinging Lionfish. Let's see, with Triple Omen of the Hunt though, that is kind of nice. Just like tap down their best creature. So I have Triple Omen, Thirst for Meaning, Deny the Divine. I guess technically Riptide Turtle can do that. I don't know if I play the turtle. I have some 2-drops. Moss Viper is good. So maybe I get rid of Memory Drain. And I could get rid of this bird. But that is also a combo with the Lionfish. Maybe I just get rid of the Colossus. Because these are already really big. Ferris Brand Brawlers are awesome. They give me a way to deal with flyers. I have 1 Deny the Divine to counter like problematic spells. And then we can side in like... Basically, I want to be as proactive as possible game 1. Like, you don't really want to Deny the Divine like a 2-2. You want to use this to counter like a Ferris Band Brawler or like a Brine Giant, things like that. So if my opponent's all in on 2-2s, we can side into like Riptide Turtles and Shoal Krakens. If they're all in on big stuff, we can side into like Memory Drain and Deny the Divines. So that feels pretty good. I want to go up 1 more land. I wonder if I do cut like... I like having this 1 removal spell, especially because it's an enchantment. You know, I could cut this Moss Viper. I was all in on it before. My evaluations have changed, mostly because I have a bunch of 5/6s that I'm going to be able to cast for very cheap. I mean, like, every single card I have besides Vexing Goal here is an enchantment. So 6, 11, 12, 13, 14 cheap enchantments to power up Brine Giants. So if I cast like 2, this is a 5 mana 5/6, and it can get even cheaper. I like that a lot. So I think we're just going to go like this. At 10-7. That seems weird. Why would it recommend that? Because Omen of the Hunt I want to be able to cast. 8-9 seems kind of nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because they're like kind of close. Sort by color, I mean. I have way more blue cards, but I want to cast my green cards early. Like, getting down the Nessian Wanderer is going to be really critical in this deck, plus all these Omen of the Hunts. I don't know if I like this Vexing Goal, but It's just a 2/2 flyer. I could just put in like a memory drain instead, but I think I need ways to deal with flyers in the main. I could just play a plummet. Because like, is a 2/2 flyer really gonna do that much in a deck that's based around ground creatures? Maybe I do just play memory drain. Because I have all these flash like, yeah, okay, I'll play one memory drain. I'm okay with that. Run it like this. See you guys round one. Alright, we are playing against Nick Strad. We won the die roll, which is good for this particular deck. And this is kind of the hands we expected. We got a Skola Grove Dancer into other things. Omen of the Hunt, Theros Brand Baller. I like it. I wish this was the guy that found enchantments. We might be the first draft of TBT. Alright, well, we might actually be playing like an unofficial pod draft. I actually didn't realize if I showed up to this draft like right when it came out or not, because they mulliganed too. That's good. I just logged on to MTGO and it worked. I was at class and then I came back. So I might have just lucked into playing the new format first. Okay, drawing lands is good as long as we like eventually stop drawing lands. And so this is the beautiful part. I'm gonna Omen of the Hunt next turn. If I draw any of my giants, I can play them the following turn. Stinging Lionfish, okay. I don't like that. Let's go Forest. Do I offer the trade? No. I kind of want this in play, specifically so I can cast my giant next turn. I'm gonna wait with Omen of the Hunt with Flash, just so I can like bluff counter spells or whatever. So I'm gonna go up to 4 up to 5 mana. This will be 6, 7, yeah. So I do want this around specifically for this turn, and then after that it doesn't matter as much. What even on this? Beginning of combat on your turn. If you control another creature with power 4 or greater, put a +1/+1 counter. Okay. They got the Viper, they know the secrets. I don't like that, but I do enjoy them playing all of their creatures pre-combat. So I'm gonna take this hit. But that Viper is gonna trade with one of my good creatures. I don't really have a way to stop that from happening. So I have 5 mana. This is gonna get really big. I kind of want to put this on this, but I can block it like eventually. And then I can just put this on like the creature with more power. So I'm gonna sacrifice Omen of the Hunt here to scry. I guess I can wait for that. I can just play the Eidolon and then play a land. Pass turn. No attacks. I will trade my creatures for the Moss Viper if they do attack. So they get a creature and or a land. So they just get a creature. So this has Flash and it can shrink a creature with their blue devotion. Ooh, Nessian. Oh god. Okay, Nessian Boar is a problem. That's a good target for this. So they took Nessian Boar. Okay, so we're definitely going to exile it with this. Interesting. They're offering the double trade. I think I'll trade with this thing and then just leave them with the Stinging Lionfish. And I kind of want Eidolon of Philosophy to draw 3 cards. And I'm getting up to that much mana. So let's scry with Omen of the Hunt. Nessian Wanderer and land. Wanderer is kind of like drawing land, so I'm going to bottom the island and top the Wanderer. Then these trade. Interesting trade from the opponent. So I'm going to play the Brawler, they're going to play their thing eventually. Alright, let's just get down this 4/4. I guess I'm not going to... I guess I attack with Eidolon. I'm okay trading this specifically for Moss Viper. Especially when they have less information. Deal. Because now I can put them down to no cards in play. And no creatures. And now their 1/1 Death Touch can't block my 4/4. They only have 3 mana. They missed a land drop last turn. So rather than going for like the big mana plays that we could have, which maybe would have been better, we get to start attacking for 4. I don't know. That could have been kind of short-sighted. But we get to draw a lot of lands at least. That is for sure. So they can tap down the Wanderer. They don't have enough mana to tap down my 4/4. Oh, that's kind of good. Ooh, Memory Drain. There we go. So they use 2 to tap this. Okay. Not going to really do anything. Memory Drain being kind of good against this opponent's deck. What is this? Wow. That is kind of awesome. I kind of want to run this out now because I get to scry, and hitting action on my turn is very valuable. Well, that's good. Put that on the bottom. Definitely want Thassa's Intervention. So we hit for 4 again. So if they go for a play, we can counter something. Otherwise, we can just get like the best card from the top of our deck. All right, let's get the best. They could. This only adds blue. So I think the only counterspell counters creatures and stuff. So let's do this. Look at the top 5, get 2. It's like basically, oh my god. What is going on? All right, we'll get these 2. Glad I avoided that. So I can Omen of the Hunt, but I won't have any mana after like that scry. What is happening? Oh my gosh. That means also Nessian Wanderer isn't going to trigger, really. All right, let's play a forest, move to combat. They're going to tap down the Ferris Band Brawler. This card's really good, by the way, because they don't have to keep activating it. This just killed my Ferris Band Brawler, basically. That was so many lands we just went through. They shuffle or go on the bottom. Bottom in any order. So I have 3 lands on the bottom of my library. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've seen a lot of lands this game. We'll put it that way. I would have used this to counter their boar, but I have this to deal with that. And then hopefully the Scry 2 off Omen can get me somewhere. This is kind of insane. Fortunately, Thassa will give us an out to the Ferris Band Brawler. So that happens. That's okay. So we do this, and I'm going to hold control. Oh, I guess not. So these triggers happen. I want to search for land first. Bit unfortunate that this shuffles the lands back into my deck, but that's okay. So now I'm going to scry. No, I'm not going to scry yet. I would prefer to set up good draws. Yes, I miss a Brine Giant. That's not too bad. Now I scry with Omen. Island bottom. Do I want a 5/6? Sure. Can I play both of these? So this costs 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Yeah, I can. I guess it's definitely better than a random draw. So let's go play this on you. It's an 0/1 fish. Whenever Nessian Boar becomes blocked by a creature, we draw a card. So I get a forest. We missed Thassa. This is so many lands. Like, this is kind of unreal. So we go land, Brine Giant, and attack for 1. Because they have an 0/1. And like, they might have like the combat trick to bounce enchantments. So I would like to not have that happen. Okay, they got their own Brine Giant. We dueling off now. This seems nice. So I get to play Omen of the Sea. Yeah, I want to get the lands out of the way first. Unfortunately, Cure Best, the Sea God, is now there. So let's scry 2, then draw a card. So bottom, deny the divine. Not really where I want to be. Bottom. Another land. Okay. We have we've hit quite a few. Oh boy. Fortunately, they don't appear to have an answer to the fish blob. I'm just gonna call this the fish blob from now on. And we're gonna draw into Cure Best, the Sea God, eventually. This is just this is some mana, and it's kind of crazy. Opponent has not drawn that many lands either. So we get to scry 2 again. What is this? Fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. Sure. So they can kill my Ferris Band Brawler and then tap down my Brine Giant. That would be correct. I don't think killing Nessian Wanderer really does anything. Yeah, good plays by the opponent. Okay. And this is the beauty of this Liar now. Like, they used it to essentially kill a 4/4. Return an enchantment. Oh, wow. That's pretty nice. So they get to start fighting stuff with Brine Giant every turn. That's good. Yeah, but they essentially killed a 4/4, and now they get to tap this down. That's not bad. All right, Omen of the Sea. You got to draw something, right? Ferris Band Brawler and a Brine Giant of my own. All right, so the Brawler can kill the Chimera. 3, 4, 5, 6. Play you. And this is essentially a May effect. It's weird that it just says you may return an enchantment instead of saying up to 1. But I guess, oh, this way you don't have to target something, which is kind of good. So this is going to kill the Chimera. Play land. Pass turn. Oh, this is interesting. I can attack here, and unless they want to lose their Acadomorphosized... No, we won't attack. It is a... I wish I could see what the natural power toughness was. That seems like an oversight. But I was essentially like, they're going to tap down my Brine Giant anyway. So I could have swung with both of those to either force them to chump with the Nessian Boar, or they would have to block Brine Giants here. Enchanted creature gets +1/+0 and has trample. That's kind of a problem. They're going to tap down my 1 Brine Giant. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. So we need opponent to draw like close to as many land. Whoa, they did not attack? Whoa, that's kind of big. So let's move to combat, force them to use this. They probably will. Because if they don't and I have any removal spell, they die. I guess attacking would have been pretty bad, huh? Yep, so they tap that. So now I don't have good attacks. Play this. Play a land. Go. That's a lot of lands. But I have basically drawn through my whole deck now. It's just unfortunate all my good cards on the bottom. So they need to produce a blocker. That's big. Doesn't gain trample. So right now that's going to trade with my Wanderer if they attack. I think I'm okay with this trade. Yeah. Going to 10 is kind of suspect against what they have going on. They have 1 card in hand. And getting that off the board just gives me like peace of mind that they're not going to be able to like blink it or bounce it and then just play this like 10-6 that kills me. Do they have an escape card? Oh, they're making a wolf. Okay. Okay, that is 13, 14. There are 2 lands left in my deck. I don't have good attacks. So we pass turn. I think we're at the point now where we can... Or no, there's 3 lands, right? This is 13, 14... No, there's 2. 2 lands left in my deck. So we will be drawing well, whereas my opponent can top deck some bad stuff. And I know there are 2 cards that basically just win the game on the spot. Uh-oh. That's scary. I don't know about this attack. So they have a 6/8. None of these do anything after the effect. So I can take 6 and then force a double chump. Or I can take 6 and then force chump trade. So they get rid of the Hunt Master and they chump with the wolf. So I would take 6 and I would go to 10. And then they could kill me with these 2. Otherwise I can double block the Brine Giant, like here. They kill my Brine Giant, then I have a 4/4 against the world. This is actually a pretty good attack from them. I think I like this double block because of my potential top deck options. Lose Brine Giant, which brickwalls the rest. But they lose their 1 attacker, really. Yeah, let's do this. Especially when they have no cards in hand. And that shrinks her as well. Like, quite a bit. Thirst for meaning, there we go. Send me a message. What a grind. Yeah, you're... let's discard 2 lands. Then play... I don't have anything that triggers off enchantments, but I do get another Brine Giant, which is good. So let's add this here. Cast the Eidolon. Play our Brine Giant. This sacrifice is 5 mana, okay. So they're kind of dead very soon. I can attack with this Ferris Band Brawler while they don't have green mana for that. But I think I'm better off waiting, because now I have 2 lethal threats and 1 that's going to draw me into a lethal threat. We do have to note that they can double stack the Liar, basically. So like if they want to get in this turn, they can tap down this Brine Giant and like keep alternating. So they effectively can get to a turn where they can double tap and then swing out. So maybe I should be attacking. Okay, gotta find a creature. That's a lot of chimeras. Oh boy. Yep, they're gonna be escaping with chimeras for a long time. Uh-oh. And they're going, almost certainly going to escape one now. So it's a 5/2. Okay. Now it doesn't even matter if they draw good cards because they can just chimera every turn. It's another Brine Giant. So this costs 7. Then I'll have 7 mana left over. So if I hit Thassa Best the Sea God, we're okay? Sure. Hitting Thassa is also good because I get to kill something. So let's go Island Thassa. She is going to come online. Lionfish, go. So I can blink the Brine Giant or I can Ferris Brand Brawler to kill something. I think I like just blinking the Brine Giant. This forces them to commit more mana into the Liar if they want to be able to do much. And Thassa's activated ability just closes the game if they can't kill me this turn. So I'm just going to take the 6. There's a card that pumps with Devotion to Green. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's only 10 damage, so we're okay here. So we take it. We can tap down 3 things. And I have many lethal threats. Okay, they get another Chimera and another Escape. The nice thing is I can just tap down their stuff on their turn. And then I can get the same thing where I get double taps. Omen of the Hunt. So I can essentially use Omen of the Hunt as a way to tap down their creature. So they have no cards in hand. I can tap down 13, 14, 15. So I get 3 taps. 1, 2, 3. They have 2 blockers. No cards in hand. So they actually have to Lyre down my Lionfish right now, I think. So I move to combat. Oh, actually this makes it super lethal. No. Yeah, this is effectively like tapping, but I get an extra attacker. Because I'm going to have full devotion for Thassa now. So let's check their graveyard for escape cards. No, 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 no. So they have no escape cards. If they don't tap down my thing, I think I can just kill them. They tap down the fish. 5, 9, 10, 11. So I get 2 taps. So let's say I tap like these 2, they get 3 blockers. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lethal attackers. So we tap down their weak things. Let me do this math again, because they lose 2. They have 3 blockers, so they block here, here, and here, and then they die. They have no cards in hand. None of these cards have abilities. I actually thought this one was available to attack, but this still gets in for 4. Because they have 3 blockers, I have 4 attackers. If they had first strike, this would be a different story. These don't have first strike, right? Yeah. No first strike, no first strike. Cool. Opponent's freaking me out with all this, like, thinking. Alright, round 1. Well, game 1 down. That wasn't even round 1. So they're like blue-green things. I'm kind of digging this Moss Viper in this matchup. Sage of Mysteries could actually get there in this matchup as well. They do have all those escape creatures though, so I could just like, yeah, that would be kind of bad. Deny the Divine seems a bit better than Memory Drain, just because the Exile can like answer a lot of their permanents. And I want big creatures. Stinging Lionfish is like fine. Not super fond of this Grove Dancer. I don't think the 2/2 body will matter very much, whereas the 6/7 can block like just about everything that ever existed. And then I need to make one more cut to put this second Deny the Divine in. Maybe I cut 1 Brine Giant, because they have quite a few Brine Giants, and this is kind of the mirror breaker, because it's a 6/7 instead of a 5/6, so it can block Brine Giant. That seems okay to me. Wings of Hubris could also... Equipped creature has flying. That could also help me deal with flyers and also break the stall. I actually kind of like that. And we will get rid of... I like the Brawler, but it is kind of weak sometimes against what I saw. Because it's a 4/4 and like it has to fight. So if they just have like a Brine Giant in play, I'm okay with that. Because basically the Brawler was there to beat up on flyers anyway. So if I just have a thing that lets me block flyers, that's not a big deal. Oh yeah, we keep these. Turn 1 Moss Viper, basically game over. And then I have the like option of Deny the Divine plus Omen of the Hunt. Yeah, Moss Viper mirror match. Let's go. So now the question is, do we trade? I think... Ooh, the Horn Beetle is kind of problematic. They might offer a trade here. I need to play quick because, I mean, we saw how last game went. That was largely due to how many lands I drew. I have win conditions, I just didn't hit them for a long time. Do I trade with the Beetle? I think I actually do. Oh wow, they're doing nothing. I don't hate that. I'm not going to attack. We're going to get down an Omen of the Hunt. Wow, they had nothing there too. That was good for us. Alright, I think, given the way my hand is shaping up, we control a creature with power 4 or greater, put a counter. I think I will block the Beetle. It's going to get problematic eventually anyway. So stopping this now. So this can shrink, where X is your devotion to blue. I don't really want to counter exile that, but it is a 1/3 flyer that is also problematic, so I do go for this. They only have 3 cards in hand. So a little bit awkward. There's a Wings of Hubris too. So if I had these in play, then I could have played a little bit differently, but that's okay. Next turn we get to Omen of the Hunt. Will put us up to 5 lands. If we draw a mana source, we get to play Brine Giant and then equip Wings to it. Opponent's stuck on mana, so that's good. It's very hard for our deck to get stuck on mana. Here's our Forest. Do I want to run Brine Giant into a counterspell? Because he's kind of my only action right now. I think the answer is no. Pass turn. Play another Omen of the Hunt. Hope that they play something. I might have just opened up the possibility for even more counterspells here, but I get like a lot of scry. Alright, there's a land. Let's play our Giant. They counter it, yep. But I get scry off Omen, so we should be able to just hit action from now on. We have a bunch of mana. We're ahead of our opponent on many metrics. Like, we have way more permanents in play. Wings of Hubris is kind of like the mirror breaker. Okay, get in for 3. Alright, deck, give us the goods. Lost this intervention, so I don't want Forest. I will take this. I am going to take some damage here. Do I try and Thassa's Intervention? So I can use this as blue, draw 2. I think I'm going to tap out for it. Let's do this. Look at the top 3 and grab the best 2, and then I still get to Omen of the Hunt if I miss. That seems okay. And this way I play around counter magic too. Alright, let's get the Wanderer and the Lionfish. Go ahead and play the Wanderer first. Equip the Wings here. Go. I kind of want this Wanderer. I'm going to take 5. I mean, that's a lot. Or take 4, I guess. They should be attacking with both. Yep, take 5. They only have 2 cards in hand, so I need like nothing too overly scary. Okay, they don't have any enchantments yet. So drawing our fight creature would be good. They have no cards in hand. I'm going to draw naturally. Of course, we hit a Forest. We can play the Lionfish. Maybe I should have scryed. Oh, we lost him. I would have had him, but I get an island. So we play the island that they know about. I'm going to play Omen of the Hunt. I'm going to equip this over here because I'm okay trading my Lionfish for their Shimmerwing Chimera. And I don't think running this out now is good because they could just play the 10-6 and kill me. Yeah, let's wait. We're going to scry. So they can bounce the Lionfish. That doesn't accomplish anything. Okay, so we take 4. And we got a hit here. Alright, seems good. If they have a counterspell, I'm going to cry. Like, if that's what they just drew. Because they had no cards in hand. So we're basically trying to dodge 1 top deck. I guess I'll play around Days or whatever. Nice. Land. Oh. I'm going to equip the Wings here, I think. So this is actually a little bit sketchy now. I have an 8/8 Hexproof Kraken. Do I equip the Wings to the Kraken to stop the Chimera from attacking? I don't think so. I don't think so. And they kind of just die. Yeah, this card is like unbeatable. I got passed. I think I got it passed to me. Which is kind of the benefit of playing this. I think I'm okay here. They get to get in for 3. And it doesn't untap. I hit them for 9. I think we're okay. I'm taking 4. Because we're going to block Wanderer on Lionfish and Kraken on the 4/3. I don't think this ground attack is a good idea. I like the Viper ground attack. Do I trade? No, I think I just take 4. I tap down their stuff. I hit them for, yeah. So pre-combat main phase, we tap all their stuff. Equip here. Play island. Hit for 9. Unfortunately, I actually don't know if I get to kill them. But I get to gain control of target permanent and opponent controls and untap it. They bounced their fish. They're gonna replay the fish. I'm going to tap the fish. Then I think I'm gonna steal the lyre. Ooh, Witness of Tomorrows. Maybe I steal that. Can I kill them? No. It's only 8. Yeah. So let's gain control of Entrancing Lyre, I think. That gives me my fish back. Then I Acadomorphosis their Chimera. Get a land. Play a land. Play this. Get a land. Can I attack? So I don't think I can. I have an 8/8 Hexproof flying, and now I think I can just take over the game. Eidolon of Philosophy can draw me into more things. I only have 3 minutes left, and I need a lyre beginning of combat. Thirst for Meaning, sure. Warbire Blessing. So they get to fight something. Yeah, okay, that gets to fight. They're gonna fight my Eidolon most likely. That happens. And I can't actually sacrifice it here because I need the mana. Well, let's see, I block here. I block here. Technically, I don't need the mana, right? So 5, 6, 7. I can lyre down the Viper. They can attack with all of these. I block this. This? No, I can't. So beginning of combat, let's Omen down the Huntmaster. Get a land. Get a land. We lyre down the Witness. All the lands are gone. They should attack with a Moss Viper, I think. So we're gonna Omen and upkeep for sure. No. I have 2 minutes left. Thassa and Nyxborn Colossus. Thassa just does it. We put both on top. Island. We play Thassa. We get 2 taps. They get 1 turn essentially. Sure. So beginning of combat, I tap down the Huntmaster. They have 1 card on top. I got a Chimera. I'm at 2 life with like a minute 30 left. So I can untap this, spend 0 mana to tap that down. 8, 9, 10, 11. They have no cards in hand. No, I wanted to untap that. I think we still win here. I need to tap down 4 things, and I have 15 mana. So I'm actually 1 short. Cool, cool. I wanted to untap with the lyre. They're gonna scry. That's 15, so next turn I can tap 4, but right now I can only tap 3. I thought I scryed 2, I don't know. Alright, so I counter that. That gives me a tap. Yes. Then I tap this. Tap this. Tap this. And that is 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. One is tapped out. Tap this, pay 0. They scry, we swing for 11. They die with 23 seconds left. I thought I scryed the other card on top, but I think I triggered wrong and like didn't draw it. Ooh! 17 seconds. 17 seconds left winning that game. I don't even think we could have done like more than 1 more turn. I could have killed them last turn if I knew how to tap the lyre. In my mind, saying okay meant like, okay, I would like to untap it. It should say like, don't untap. See you guys in round 2. Alright, took a little bit of time to recover. What does this hand do? I think it does a lot. It's Nessian Wanderer into the Haven. So let's definitely keep that. As long as they don't kill our Wanderer, we just have all the mana we could ever want. Exile cards from graveyard, sure. And so yeah, I'm gonna play this turn 2, then Haven turn 3. That way I can get lands off of all of my omens. What is this? Ooh, that's quite a lot of pressure. I'm not going to be blocking yet. Is this exile from all graveyards? Just opponents, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get a little greedy here and take 3. I need to hit lands for this hand to like play out. 4/4. Okay, that's quite the curve. So our ideal scenario would be drawing Eidolon of Philosophy here. Drawing a land is fine as well. So we're gonna Wolf Willow Haven the island. Get another land. And at this point I pretty much just have to block the Underworld Rager. It escapes for 3 other cards, so that is kind of a lot. And they have a 4/1, wow. Their curve is very aggressive. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, now I block. I kind of regret taking that. I need to draw like a creature. That would have been good last turn. 1, 2. I mean, I can play a defensive Eidolon. It does deal with the Loathsome Chimera. The biggest downside is I can't hold up my counter spell. Is like, countering their stuff seems kind of important. But I can't take 8. So let's just play Eidolon. Pass turn. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And they have 2 cards in graveyard, so they're actually very close to unearthing the Rage Hound, which comes with 3 counters? Just 1, okay. Holy cow, dude! All the X1s. Yeah, you got it. Yep. So now by blocking, I'm giving them the opportunity to escape stuff. But I don't really have much of a choice. The ability, yes. So I'm gonna get an island. Because I do have a double blue card. Brine Giant. Brine Giant does a lot. How much does he cost? 2 less, so he costs 5. Sure. Removal spell or like a something that takes my creature and gives it haste kills me. But if they don't have that, then I'm in a good spot. So they already have 1 guy, so I'm gonna get rid of, I guess, the Trampler, right? The 4/1's easier to kill. Yep. Alright. That hurt. There's another Brine Giant. They have a 6/4 though. Yeah, this sequencing ended up really bad for me. So this comes in, it fights this. I couldn't fight the Chimera because they would have been able to just escape something and get him back anyway. I think I'm dead though. Unless they don't escape this turn for some reason. Yeah. Memory Drain would have been good. So there's not very much I can do here. I don't want to Thassa's Intervention and show them what I have going on. Brine Giant can block 1 of them. Alright. So they have like infinite creatures with 1 toughness. Let's see if we can take advantage of that somehow. Riptide Turtle blocks most everything actually. So I like the turtle. Shoal Kraken also does some good blocking. So we bring those in. We just want like a bunch of defensive things. Like Memory Drain is not that good. The 2/2 is fine. The Lionfish, like anything that can trade off is decent. I don't think I like this card. It is a 3-mana removal spell, but I think I would rather have more proactive stuff. That doesn't have any power, unfortunately. The Colossus does block really well. It's a 6/7. It does cost 6 mana though. I don't think I need Thirst for Meaning. We're trying to kill very quickly. And then we just have like some good defense. Deny the Divine is okay against their stuff. But maybe just having big blockers is like just better. That way it's a good like top deck. Because I don't really want to be holding up mana against them. Sure. We'll just have like all their stuff was ground creatures and we can brick wall them if we can get ahead. So basically our game plan is get ahead. This looks okay. We need to draw something. I'm going to lead on Island because we do have Thassa's Intervention. Ooh, Omen of the Sea was really good. That'll make Brine Giant a lot cheaper, and it can help us hit land drops in the future. So they play a 3/1. So I'm going to get both of these. I'm actually okay with both, I think. I'm going to go up to 4 mana, and I'm going to have 2 enchantments in play. Maybe it's too greedy to keep a 6-drop. We're just going to take the land. Because I need to hit 5 lands to like have a shot this game. So like if I keep the Ferris Brand whatever, then if I miss a land on the next turn, I can't curve Omen of the Hunt into Brine Giant. So here we go. We take 1. But I'm going to play a 6/7 next turn. Or a 3/5. It really depends on kind of whatever I want to do. What is this? You control a creature with power 4 or greater, it becomes a 3/4. Sure. So I think actually this matchup is pretty favored for me. Let's grab a forest. Play an island. So the +2/+2 in first strike doesn't actually work. I'm gonna run out the Brine Giant. Shoal Kraken does let me loot, but that gets hit by the first strike combat trick. So I'd rather not get hit by that. Blood Aspirant. Okay, so they're just powering up the Stampede Rider. So I can just block here. This doesn't do anything, right? Yeah. Alright. And they can sacrifice permanents to power this up, but that's fine. So that's an island. I kind of do want to start looting now. So I will play the Shoal Kraken into the Nyxborn Colossus. No attacks, I don't think, until next turn. Because if they have like the card that steals a creature and attacks with it, which seems like they would because they're running Blood Aspirant, that would really, really be bad. Final Flare. 5 damage to you. Okay. Well, I don't get to loot, but I do get to scry. Eventually. We're still drawing and just playing the Nyxborn Colossus. Ooh. I'm actually gonna wait and get the looting ability with that, because I only need 7 mana in this deck. Do I hold both lands? I think I definitely attack. Put my opponent on a clock. I think I'm gonna play 1 land because I have all this scry as well. So like, I'm going to want to use my mana to scry and loot and things like that. Opponent's really low. Yeah, you can't attack with him. Or him. I think I'm okay drawing because I get to loot. Flash Turtle! Perfect. So let's go like this. Make this one tap for extra green. Oh, I killed my looter! Okay, well then it doesn't matter. Then we're just gonna play all of our lands. For some reason, I don't know what I'm doing over here. So they can trade just the Warden. Wow, that's each combat? That's actually pretty good. So if I attack here, they can just double block and I just trade my Nyxborn for one of them. That's actually not that good for me. The Flash Turtle will be nice. I can make a wolf, which I thought I could do with haste, but oh no. That's not good. Alright, let's scry. So they can activate that. They don't have mana, so I'm just gonna scry. Bottom, bottom. Scry again. Bottom. The Lionfish is better than the average draw. Now they have a 5/4. Their deck is really good. I'll give them that. My attacks are not good. But my blocks are really good. I didn't want to activate the wolf land just yet because I wouldn't be able to cast Riptide Turtle. And if things get really, really sketchy, casting Riptide Turtle seems important. So Thassa basically wins. Thassa Best the Sea God basically wins. Thassa's Intervention can dig us into those 2 cards. All of our omens let us tap down creatures. So we have a lot going on for us. What happens to the rest of the cards? The bottom? Rest on the bottom in a random order. So they can just keep upgrading. And that can keep pumping up Blood Aspirant too. I like their deck. Their deck is kind of awesome. So they get the Rage Hound, which is just a 4/2. Sure. And then they're going to sacrifice the Rage Hound to the Dream Shaper Shaman. I'm okay with that. Some cool combos though. That is for sure. Thassa's Intervention. Perfect. Go. Targeting my Lionfish. Rough, but acceptable. Alright, let's do Thassa's Intervention here. I didn't want to counter that. Keeping my Lionfish in play isn't that important. Casting Dig Through Time seems way better. What do I tap down? I guess they're 5/4? Yep. Alright, Thassa's Intervention. Show me the goods. Top 7, we get anything we want. Not a whole lot of good. Kind of feeling Brine Giant plus Eidolon of Philosophy. Don't care about the Wanderer anymore. Yeah. That can just dig me into all the goods. And so they can just keep churning through their deck because they have all these escape cards. This is sweet. I like this format so far. Whoa. I'm sorry, he can stop people from blocking? I did not read that. That is quite problematic. Pending Doom, 3 damage to that creature's controller. So they have a 7/4. Yikes. And this can't block. Take 10 and go to 4 life? Can this hit players? No, just target creature. That's a lot. Do I trade? I don't think so, because this effectively prevents more damage anyway. They can't pay to sacrifice. I'm at 4 life. I have Flash Turtle. They have no cards in hand. That's also very important. Shoal Kraken. So I'm not going to be looting any of these away. They're all good here. Let's go Eidolon, Brine Giant, or I have an Emergency Turtle. So right now I have enough blockers for everything and then 1 extra. I want to start getting in for damage, but that feels really like suspect. That being said, if I attack like this, they stop this one from blocking. They only have 3 attackers, they're hellbent. And this is 6 damage, so they can't really swing out. I have Riptide Turtle with Flash. So let's see worst case scenario. They also have to sacrifice something. But I think let's assume they can do that. So they prevent this from blocking. I block here and here, and I don't die. I think I like this attack. This doesn't have trample. Yeah, because I can't sit back. If I just sit back, I'm going to die eventually. Now, if they top deck specifically the enchantment that gives +2/+0 in first strike, I think I die. Because then they swing out. No, actually, even then I don't die. Because I have as many blockers as they have attackers in that situation. Yeah, I think this is actually a decent position. Now, especially with Riptide Turtle in hand. It's possible I should have attacked with both of these guys, but I think that's a little bit too risky. So if I swing with both, I only have 2 blockers. Then I'm forced to like block here, here, flashed in the turtle, block here. Maybe that would have been better. But I guess when this dies, they take 3 damage anyway. And they have to attack with that. So we lose a Brine Giant in this exchange. They go to 6. They escape. Oh, they just have a 7/3. Their deck's full of fat. I'm going to play the turtle. That way I have mana to do stuff. Oh, Ferris Band Brawler was a great draw. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Play you. There's a couple things I can do. I can kill the Blood Aspirant. I can kill the Dream Shaper Shaman, but I think I like just killing the Stampede Rider. Now their board is like really shrinking. If I attack with the Nyxborn Colossus, they just trade with the Nyxborn Brute. So I think I can wait a little bit. Maybe not, because they get Loathsome Chimera back. They drew a land. Okay, so they're going to trade this for a random card. Turn this into a 5/5. Nexus Wardens. Whenever enchantment enters the battlefield under control, you gain 2 life. That's pretty good. Yeah, now my attacks are looking even worse, because they have a 5/5. And they're at 6 life specifically. So what happens if I attack with both of these? They double block 1. They block there. It's not good for me. I'll tell you what. I think I'm just going to play this Shoal Kraken, keeping the land in hand because I want to loot. We're playing really passively, which could just be absolutely incorrect. When our opponent is comboing off with Blood Aspirant, Dream Shaper Shaman and all that. Attack with a 7/3. I think I trade it for my 4/4. So that gets enough for them to escape. I wonder if I just blocked with the turtle. I guess if they just block with the turtle, then they just sacrifice the creature they attacked with. They still have 4 untapped creatures. Loathsome Chimera. This is now a 6/6. There we go. Ferris Brand Brawler, man. Play another one. So I can kill the Dream Shaper Shaman now, and that stops this whole combo thing. I can kill the Nexus Wardens that leaves them with 3 blockers. That's actually tempting. If I leave them with 3 blockers, no, because they still have a 6/6. Let's kill the big guy. They actually can't. They have 3 blockers. They have to draw something. That also stops them from gaining life. And I get in with the Nyxborn Colossus because it's lethal. No, they just traded for Loathsome Chimera. All right. Yeah, because they could have blocked and then activated this. Sacking this, going to 1. Furious Rise. Oof. So they basically draw 2 cards a turn now. That's good. What is this? An axe hardened in the forge. Oh. Alright, that's a problem. That's a big problem. Because that means... Oh no. The Crowan War? So they could just steal my best creature now. They have a 7/7. I might have been playing this wrong this whole time. Because they could just force me to swing out next turn. That's unbeatable. How do I beat that? That is very problematic. And they're going to sacrifice it, so I never get back what they take. So they're just going to take my Colossus. Oh, okay. That'll do it as well. Play Thassa. So all their combos go away. I actually kind of want to keep my 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I guess I'll loot. Sure. Play this land. Pass turn. And then we just get to Thassa tap down all their stuff. Oh, we get to fight again as well? Fighting doesn't actually help that much. Except I get to get rid of their Dream Shaper Shaman. Sure. It feels like their only out is to like cascade into something better. Cool, cool. So the Crowan War forces me to attack. That's fine, because I have all this stuff. So they can make 1/1s that can't block. They get a Rage Hound, that's fine. So beginning of combat, I actually just tap this down. Because then they can't activate it to prevent blockers and such. Knowing that they have the Crowan War is very useful too, because I need to play way more aggressive, because this card just ends the game, basically the moment it comes down. Alright, so game's over. Unless they have some absurd like 2-mana play. Alright, so we tap down this one. I think the game's over. I have to swing out. Tap down this one. They block 2, they block here and here. They only take 4? Ugh. Each tapped creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. That was kind of a mistake, I think. Because everything has to attack, right? This gets tapped, they block Thassa and Brine Giant. Yeah, that was a mistake. So these 2 get blocked, they only take 4 damage. If I tap everything. But they have to block a lot, so they lose most of their stuff here. It's a good block. So they go to 1. They get the 1/1s. Oh, that kills me, I think. Right? I can't prevent this much damage. Brine Giant costs 5. Yeah, we're just dead. Oh! Ah, maybe we're not. I think we're still dead, but we might not be. I get Nyxborn Colossus back. Maybe I'm still okay. Let's see. I get this back unless they sacrifice it, because this is going to disappear on Saga 3. I think that's how that works. So I think I actually have to Thassa tap down the 4/2. Let them keep this, because if I tap this down, then they're going to tap it in response. And that 1 damage is going to prevent this Brine Giant from blocking. I guess I can do it in response to the Crowan War. That seems okay. I get to see like basically what happens. Yeah, because if I target this, they sacrifice the Colossus, and I'm almost positive... I gotta look this up. Alright, yeah, Saga will die. So I think I want to tap down the Rage Hound. Otherwise, they have to sacrifice this right now. Yeah. I think this works, and works how I want. If I tap this, they sack this, ping me, and then they can kill me with the Rage Hound. Otherwise, I get my 6/7 back. It's actually worse that this dies. No, that doesn't matter, because I can just tap it on my turn. They're at 1 life. So I go to 1 currently. As of now, they're dying. We'll see what happens. There's a lot of things that kill me here. Yeah, okay. I am going to take a quick restroom break, but it'll be back in no time for you guys. Alright, we're back. I gotta decide what I'm sideboarding here. They have just a bunch of giant ground creatures. I think I kind of want this now. The problem is their deck is so fast in general anyway that I don't really know how much I can keep in. I think I'm just going to keep it like this, and we now know that their late game is kind of crazy if they get to combo and stuff, so we just have to play around that. Because we need a critical number of cheap enchantments to power up our Brine Giants. We know Brine Giant is excellent against their deck. Speaking of good against their deck, this hand's insane. Get rid of Upkeep Stop. We need to play relatively quickly. I always say that. I know I'm not necessarily the best at it, but it's hard to commentate and play well and be entertaining. Usually you can choose like, no! That's actually kind of rough. It's rough early game and late game. Fortunately, we have some omens in the hunt here. They can find us our blue source. Okay. He's a 3/3 already. Jeez. 3/3. Let's... I guess there's no reason to main phase this. Go. If I draw a land and I can Fair's Band Brawler, the Anex, then I think we're good. But this is going to hit for a lot of damage. Okay, good. They're not playing a red spell. So we need to hit a land like really badly. Trancing Liar. That's a good card, but they missed a land drop, which is really good for us. Use it? Yes. Let's get an island. Alright, we want to land off the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. This looks like a pretty good time to cast a Brine Giant. They're pretty far away from entrancing Liaring it, especially since they missed. Ooh, okay, that's a 7/6. Man, can you imagine if I hit that land? Take 7, I guess. I really need to hit a land. Another Brine Giant also does it, but it really plays into them having something bad. But we just gotta hope they don't. Come on, deck. If they have that flash thing that gives them first strike, we die. Like, there's so much that can go bad for us. But this is kind of our only shot at this, I think. Yes! Okay! Still alive. Pending Doom is a good card. So they sacrifice it to do 5 to the Brine Giant. That's decent. There's our land. I think it seems appropriate to Band Brawler the Satyr. It halves their clock. If they want to spend their entire turn tapping down my Band Brawler, that's not the end of the world. And that's even if they hit a land. Okay, Blood Aspirant would be a better target for the Band Brawler. Let's hit Thassa now. Forest. Okay. Let's see. I guess I kind of want to just make a 2/2 wolf. I can attack for 4 and make it 2/2 wolf. Or I can just hold up a counterspell. Let's just hold up counterspell plus omen. Pass turn, no attack. If they hit a land, they get to tap this down, but we're gonna draw better things. We only take 2 here. Omen. Island. And then I think I'm just gonna scry with this omen. Grove Dancer. I mean, it blocks. Sure. It's better than a random draw. Make it 2/2, hold up counter spells, pass turn. And then we get to Thassa's Intervention end of turn if they do nothing. Or probably just omen. Because I really want to find Cure Best the Sea God. A creature with Death Touch blocks or becomes blocked. No. That's fine. So it's a 1/3 hexproof. Alright. Omen. Island. Scry. Bottom top. Let's play the Colossus. Pass turn. I guess I should have held up a green for Omen of the Hunt Scry. Roll the Rage Hound is fine. It's just a 3/1. But I'm just not going to Omen this turn, I think. That makes sense. Riptide Turtle. Okay, that's pretty nice. I think attacking for 6 actually makes sense here. Now that I have the turtle on defense. Plus a counterspell. Interesting. I mean, if they want to spend their turn upgrading the Rage Hound, that's not too bad. A 7/3. I'm actually okay with that. Because I get to do this. And just finding Thassa, like finding Thassa or Cure Best the Sea God just deals with that. So we get Thassa, we get another Brine Giant, Omen of the Sea, Stinging Lionfish. Can I play Thassa and a Brine Giant? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think I can. So 1, 2. 3, 4. Thassa. Brine Giant costs 2? Whoa! I can get in with the Colossus now, because they're going to trade either way. Yeah, this just empties their board now. This kills that. I don't know, maybe attacking with my 6/7 wasn't the best. But I felt like the only way I could lose is them like somehow tapping down my creatures and hitting with a 7/3. And Ferris Brand, oof. I mean, like I said, that's one of the ways I lose. I don't think they can target Thassa. That's pretty good because now I can't blink that with my own Thassa. I don't think. Let's play our turtle. 5, play the Kraken. So they have one of my creatures. I'm gonna wait. I have 55 seconds left. Holy cow. Alright, I need to play very fast. I keep saying that and then not happening. So my creatures have to attack. That's okay. I'm just not going to comment because this is... I need to just think very quickly. Sure. Creature and enchantment spells you control. So they can make a land really big. That 2/3 can block. I'm going to tap down the 4/4. And then F6. So I'm going to attack out. They're killing their thing. I should have blocked with a 2/2 if I was thinking, because they have the thing that does 5 damage. Sure. So I lose my Grove Dancer. I actually don't want that happening. I hit them for 7. Play a land, pass turn. Thassa's going to blink the Brine Giant, because it blocks better. I lose my Grove Dancer, that's fine. I get back my Ferris Band, whatever. Sure. So I tap, and then they die. I just have to tap this on my turn, and then swing out. Tap. Right click attack all for 9 seconds left. That's game. That's not game. Good God. I thought my Sea Kraken was untapped. No! No! Oh, I thought that was game. That's why I was... oh, that sucks. Ah. Well, we had that game in the bag. I mean, it's pretty clear we were going to blink and kill that. I just miscounted the Sea Kraken. Rough beats, rough beats. Should have played faster, but that's what happens when you get into a new format. These things happen. I'm sure other people have experienced this. You're just trying to understand the new format. I'm, for one, in particularly bad at like learning and playing fast at the same time. We drafted a sick deck. I guess there's another round, so we're not going to talk too much, but we were going to kill that. They had a 1/6 hexproof. I had no way to give Thassa active. I guess if I had drawn a blue card, but I couldn't really do that. Rough. Rough, rough, rough. Alright, see you guys round 3. Alright, we are here for round 3 against Ian Souza. Again, sorry about that timeout. It's going to happen, especially sometimes when you're learning a new format. Not the fastest player, so I'm actually going to wait to play Eidolon after Nessian Wanderer. I know I kept saying I had to play fast, and that was about as fast as I could play while learning all new cards. I think I would have greatly sacrificed like play skill if I was just like jamming stuff. Like you see me play other formats like Vintage Cube or Pauper or whatever. It's easy then because you have like shortcuts in your brain for what every card does. But when you have to like read every single card and like readjust your brain to like, what does this card do with this card? Like they played that. What does that do in this context? Like every single time someone plays something, it can get pretty taxing. So I can hold up a counterspell, but that seems kind of bad. We just want to hit an island here. Yeah. Then I get to go island into another Eidolon. Into... I have a triple green spell, but I think I'm going to take blue because every card in my hand is blue. Does that make sense, my little ramble? Hopefully it wasn't too rough to watch, but I'm just a man. I make mistakes like everybody else. Scavenging Harpy. When it enters, exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. So this is the flying deck that I was worried about, I think. Ooh, I guess that attack doesn't change much. Brine Giant, I have 2 enchantments, so he costs 5, so I can't play him until next turn. But I can swing out. And then I have 2 counter spells. Sure. Right now, our combat, you know, we're trading 3 for 3 here. When it dies, make a goat. I don't care about that. It blocks my 1/2s, but that's not the end of the world. Let's play land, attack for 1. Because I think I'm going to play the Brine Giant. And then I could just hold up counter spells for the rest of the game. Heliod's Pilgrim. Ooh, that's a good one. Search for an aura, put it into your hand, and then shuffle your library. There are quite a few auras in this format, and unfortunately I don't have many ways to deal with them. I think my best way to beat flyers is just to race on the ground. But against Discordant Piper, I mean, he gets 2 chump blocks and 1 chump block per pipe. Commanding Presence. What is that? Ooh, that's getting countered. +2/+2 first strike, and they make 1/1s every turn. That seems like a good target for Memory Drain. Let's go Forest. I'll hold back my Wanderer. We'll just attack with a Brine Giant here. That way Wanderer can block the Piper if they attack. Alright, so they're going for the double chump block situation. Fortunately, they're bomb enchantment. I think I hit with Memory Drain. Sacrifice a creature, draw a card. Sure. Oh, that's weird they traded off the Discordant Piper. That is actually kind of problematic, because they have a couple random creatures to sacrifice. They did play a land this turn, so they can't play their enchantment. No, they can. Oh man, I'm glad I saw the Transcendent Envoy. See, that's what I'm saying. You have to read every card to get used to every situation, because the enchantment I believe costed 4. I don't know why they didn't go for it, but I'm at 10. Alright, so let's get a land. No lands. And we find a land. Then we scry. Hollow Haven Island. Do I want this? Not really. I mean, I guess it's fine. Sure. I guess it does add mana for Eidolon of Philosophy. And I think I should have scried that land to the top, because I could just hit it with Nessian Wanderer. Okay, well, we're fine. Thassa's thing is on the bottom. Alright, we attack for 5. They block with a goat and sacrifice it. We gotta deal with this flying threat very soon. I don't have many ways to do it. We got Thassa. If they do nothing, we can sacrifice the Eidolon to draw 3. The intervention is on the bottom, but Thassa can deal with both of these. Sure. 2/4 on the ground doesn't matter too much. They're still not going for it. That's kind of crazy. They could just have a 2-turn clock right now. Weird. Alright, well, we're gonna draw. There we go. Cure Best the Sea God. That's what we're looking for. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can play Cure Best the Sea God and hold up Deny the Divine. There you go. Unless they have a disenchant, they're dead next turn, I think. 8, 13, 14, 15. They actually are not dead next turn. My deck just, oh man, that whiff. Yeah, that's, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they can't actually kill Brine Giant. They can block and sacrifice again. Have a counterspell available. This deck is really dirtily, but I love it. I mean, this deck is kind of everything I would want every limited deck to be. It's just a little bit hard to play early on in the set, because I'm playing out every game all the way, so I'm seeing all of these cards. Like really bad White Courser of Krufix, for example. What is this? Vigilance, Menace, Lifelink. Creature cards in graveyard can't enter the battlefield, so this is a 3/3. That seems okay. I can't let their enchantment resolve. Yeah, and they've been holding on to that for a long time. Oh boy. 4, so that's 6. Oh, that's bad. So they swing in the air for 6. I can only hit them for 11, 13, 14. I can only hit them down to 1 life. Oh. I'm trying to think what I can do here. Because I need to deal with both flyers now. Because I'm at 1. Oh, I guess that works. Now I have to sacrifice. Okay, so it wouldn't have been exactly 1. We get rid of the more problematic card. I don't really need Eidolon of Philosophies, I guess. Alright, deck. Shows the goods. That's not the goods. So I can hit them for 14. Let's play Omen of the Sea. If I get the creature... So yeah, I want to activate the Wanderer first. I've missed on lands a lot. Every time, man. Alright, that fight creature would have been good. Bottom, I don't think Brine Giant does it. Omen of the Heart also does not do it. Thirst for Meaning. Sure. So we drew Thassa. We drew 4. I think it's too late though. Because the Lionfish, I can go Lionfish plus Omen, tap down one of their 2 flyers. But I can't block both. I can just play Thassa and blink something. But that doesn't work because none of my creatures do anything when they're blinked. Oh, they don't untap? What? Okay, never mind. That's easy. Let's discard. I did not know that they didn't untap. That's absurd. Alright, discard Forest, Brine Giant. See, that's, I'm trying, like, it's hard to read all these cards. So now we just play Lionfish. They don't get an untap step. I get a counter spell. There's all my lands. And then I have counterspell, I get to steal their best thing. Okay, they don't get an untap step? That's way too good. Like, way too good. If it just tapped everything so you got an attack, that would be insane. But it... This is 7 mana to win the game. I'm really sorry for slow rolling you, opponent. I did not know what my card did. Again, in my defense, here's Plummet. There were definitely people who are still mad at me for timing out last round, but you can only have one. You can either have me learn the cards and play relatively well, or play quickly. I can't do both. Vexing Goal is a 2/2. I can block their 1 whatever. Riptide Turtle doesn't matter. So there are some cards they have I don't care about. Memory Drain. I would like to bring in this Pegasus. So I don't think I need that many Brine Giants. This removal spell, they do have like, they're playing white. I feel like that removal spell can get blown out really fast. Wings of Hubris is actually probably just better than Vexing Goal. Then I can block everything with all my stuff. That seems good. Let's keep, yeah, this hand's pretty nice. Eidolon gives me late game. Plummet makes sure I don't get run over. That's a lot of lands, but this deck does well with lands. That's one upside. I really like Omen of the Hunt. It has flash, so you can hold up counter spells. You get a Piper. Sure. You get to hold up Plummet. I'm not gonna attack or block. And then it also gets to scry too. Like that, this card does everything. It's perfect. I will be drafting so many dirtly decks in this format, and it's gonna be pretty. I think I like this format a lot. It's like aggressive, but also there's so much possibility to dirtle. Like Omen of the Hunt at common plus that 3 mana artifact that's like adds 1 mana of any color at common. Just those 2 alone is enough to get all the fixing you need to go 5 color green. Right. Opponent came back after thinking for a little bit. Discordant Piper. Probably, whoa, they're not attacking. That's really good for me. Nessian Wanderer. So I want to get max value. I know I have a bunch of lands in hand, but we can get even more. And now, I don't know why they didn't attack. I guess they have some like value with this card. They have all black mana. Forest, so I'm not going to attack, I'm not going to block. We'll just wait. I want to play Omen of the Hunt, but also bluff counterspells. This opponent seems to play around counterspells very diligently, and we just get to do this. So we want to look at the top and get a land first. Here's our land. Double Brine Giant is not ideal, but that's okay. Put Island into play. I'm okay. No, scrying doesn't do that much actually, because we have this Nessian Wanderer plus like other things that shuffle. So activating scry there isn't necessarily that useful. Nessian Wanderer is insane, by the way. I'm just hitting all of my land drops. Thassa's on the bottom, which is a little bit sad. I guess I just play the wings. Hit for 1. We can hit for 2. I think I'm on the offense now. Opponent seems to really want their Piper, so there's their white source. Vigilance, Menace, Lifelink. Yeah, that's kind of a lot. That's kind of a lot. I regret everything. Vigilance, Menace, Lifelink will get you. I'm not going to scry again because I have Omen of the Hunt. And now Thassa's intervention. I think I just pass. I could potentially triple block this if I really needed to. I would only lose one creature. Sure. Yeah, that goes pretty well for me. So I guess I might as well go for the onboard tricks first. This is quite a bit more expensive than Thassa's intervention as well. Oh wow. Let's go island. Brine Giant costs 5, and I have 8 mana. So I can hold up Deny the Divine and Plummet. Sure. Pass turn. So now I can, probably if they attack with Kunaros, I'll just take it for this turn because they could have the, like, target creature gets +2/+1 effect. He would still die, but I'd rather be a little bit safe. And if they're doing nothing, that's really good for me. So let's just scry. Brine Giant, I will kind of want both. Put them both on top. Because now I get to attack with Brine Giant. Don't even really need to give him flying. Omen of the Sun. That's fine. They gain quite a bit of life, like that's a good card. But yeah, Brine Giant just eating their guy seems kind of nice. Play another one for 6. Yeah, I don't mind a 6 mana 5/6. And then I just have like infinite counter spells and like kill spells going on here. What is this? Flying lifelink. Other creatures have lifelink. Yeah, no. That's getting countered and exiled. That card seems absurd. Holy cow. Alright, well, that will do it for this league. I think we more or less should not have lost a single game. Round 1 we kind of got stomped, but obviously we timed out in a very, very drawn out game there. Our deck was insane. I loved it. It had everything. It had like the 2 best finishers in the format. Plus Thassa's intervention, like all of this synergy was so glorious. So again, sorry about the timeout. Hopefully you guys can look past it and just enjoy the games for what they were. And as we get into this format, we'll keep playing faster and hopefully actually get our trophies that we deserved. I didn't really do much to deserve a trophy here. I just got past like the best card in the set, but it happens. See you guys next time.